Okay, so we had East Ocean Road. I almost left out the Sea of Ocean, which is ironic. But really, when we did this hotspot activity, that wasn't necessarily part of it. So it was kind of like a little bit in this in-between zone, which is much like East Ocean Road, which is the corridor between campus and Ala Vista, so this border. So I'm just going to hit some highlights on this about what we really thought was key was was where the streets interface. And so Pardal is listed there as an opportunity for development, and then down towards Del Plata at the end of that too. There is a really nice park that campus developed on the bluffs that are that's right here. That's also really close to the neighborhood of Del Plata, that block right there. So there's picnic benches, and that's really nice. But we really saw this is just really a pathway corridor. Very active, but there's nothing to stop and do. When we stopped to ask people if they had any suggestions for it, they said, you know, we get a sense of community here. It feels safe. It's well lit. One of the people was a woman. She says, I jog up and down here at night because it's well lit. But it's really just eucalyptus mulch, and that's it. The piece that we thought was that really needed to be leveraged or activated the most is those intersections, which are all pretty much pedestrian. There's one that only a bus can go through, and just saying like how do we activate these spaces? And the ideas we came up with were signs or kiosks, lighting, flags or banners. I know there's some banner ideas that are happening here in Ala Vista and some on campus too, but just that kind of both ways, like, hey, this is Ala Vista, and maybe even having a sign up that says, you know, population 20,000. You know,
question mark.
Yeah, question mark. And so, like, and even more than that, it doesn't have to be like a big city-state one, but it could be like, you know, there's about 10,000 students that live here and 10,000 non-students of a variety, but just whatever that might be, and you could just be I think you could be very organic, and you could just put up your own signs and do that. Also, there's no way to know which street you're on. There's just no way. And it would be neat if you were like leaving campus to come to Ala Vista, and this might be a cool thing for businesses on that block to say, this is, you know, Woodstock Street, which I think is Madrid, like whatever it might be, but that's like, oh yeah, over here, South Coast Deli, whatever it is.
It's true. It's so hard. I mean,
And then I think you'd get more people from campus going in to grab a good bite to eat here. And I think the flip side is true too, is that you wouldn't know with any of these lines of sight that you're like looking towards campus per se. And so would the campus want to put up some signs, anything about, you know, just UCSB, any kind of the logos that we use there with scholarship, citizen leadership.
Are there campus maps like all
No, it's just like a dirt, here I'm on campus now, and that's what we're trying to address.
Yep, there's nothing. There's these eucalyptus trees.
Lisa, I can offer the Associated Students Bicycle Committee is funding road identification signs on each street along the bike path. And then the Vice Chancellor's office is augmenting that with UCSB sign along with that. So at each intersection, there's a light post, and it'll have these two signs, one identifying the Isla Vista Street, the other identifying it as UCSB.
Right on. And I want to add ones like 2 minutes to the beach, 1 minute to the beach, walking. And then I really love the idea of shortcuts to E-Hall, shortcuts to Ivy Theater, things like that. Shortcuts to People's Park, that'd be a fun walking waypoint.
And again, just to prove how lost I get, even though I know all the street names, I'm never sure which one is which. Almost like State Street. I'm like, what's the order again? This one, if you walk out here, there's, I don't know if it's not Pedral, it's Madrid. That's like a line of sight one. And I think that if you clear, there's some dumpsters in the Embarcadero Hall parking lot. I just think that you could do a corridor. I know Mark Fisher on campus has been like, here's the campus corridors. Well, what if there was a really clear corridors from campus to Isla Vista and Jay?
Madrid used to be a road.
Madrid used to be a road.
They just went straight through. If you look at some old photographs of Ivy Market, it was really confusing for a while. We were trying to figure out what the orientation was. It was really broken. It's because it used to be a road that just went directly through.
Yeah.
And that's part of why it's...
And you know, if we didn't really identify a ton of other resources, although it's good to hear that AS Spike is doing that. But a part of it too, I think, in an ideal world, there'd be like an electronic kiosk at Pardal, that had everything in Isla Vista and everything in on campus. So if you just stop there, you could just see, oh, here's the restaurants and businesses, and here's campus map too, and what does that look like? So
we also had an advantage in that there is a plan that UCSB has no funding for at the time, we understand, but it will come into play someday for housing, multi-use all along Ocean Road. There would be a neighborhood up above and businesses down below, and a real urban center that connects directly with Pardall Road. So there's a plan, and obviously this is a group of people that probably could have some input on it. So pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, no, and I think that the key for this group is that development and, you know, the impact on the businesses in Isla Vista because of the patterns and presence of food services on campus is it really does affect the economic reality for a lot of these businesses. So that Ocean Road development is really important for this group to be involved in a kind of healthy economic partnership of some kind. So I'm just putting that out there that I think it's
Exciting
something
stuff.
to get involved in, you know.
Very exciting. Yay.
that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.